Hi, I'm Starbucks Gold member Daniel J, and welcome to Small Talk. Today I'm joined by everyone's good friend, Chloe.
I'm not him.
You might be saying, damn, interesting decoration choice. You would be operating under false pretenses, because this is not my house. I'm currently on a Spawn trip. This is the very room wherein Renee Zellweger and Hugh Grant did anal sex. That's what they did in the film.
Okay, I wasn't there.
Neither was I. The general conceit of Small Talk is to help us through this next early phase of trying to communicate with other human beings.
Because we've literally forgotten how.
And we have had to compensate for lag, people being on mute, for people being cat filters in a legal setting.
I have less time to orchestrate my responses now. On a Zoom call, if I want to seem really funny, I can be like, oh, sorry, I have my volume turned down. What was that again? And that buys me time to think about it.
Did you actually do that?
Yes!
I'm always curious about the people who, when there is no requirement to have your camera on, had your camera on. Because what a flex it is to be like, I have my life so together. I bought some conversation cards. It's a talking game that everyone is talking about.
It's the way it's pitched as a game, which really gets me. How do I win the game?
Well, this is the thing, because there are rules.
Are there?
Yeah. Lack of social skills can hinder progress in education and employment. People without good communication skills are often rejected or bullied, overlooked or isolated.
That's not a rule.
Scoring?
Lack of social skills means people get bullied. So let's judge them on how well they can converse.
Rate your level of entertainingness.
Don't mind me, I'm just here ranking your anecdote.
Literally, a vote is taken on the best or favourite answer of the round. A vote is taken via a show of hands. A show of hands? Who's around the table was your most popular? Was it Brenda? Brenda gets no hands up. Brenda's going home to cry.
Brenda never talks again.
And you did that.
You did that, The Art of Conversation.
Thank you, The Art of Conversation.
Oh, pick a card.
There's too many cards.
What if those are the good ones?
They're all good. It says so. 300 fascinating conversation starters for all ages. Have you used alternative medicine or an alternative health practitioner?
No.
Me neither. So I'll move on to the last question, which is really quite something.
Oh, God.
Your biggest disappointment.
Fun for all ages. I don't get disappointed a lot.
Really?
That's the thing. It's such a fleeting sensation for me. It's a reaction more than a feeling.
Oh, I'm disappointed.
It's like you have it and then you have to let it go because literally what else can you do?
Get revenge. Have you ever had anything where you're like, oh, I'm so upset / disappointed by the way that turned out, and now I'm going to do things differently as a result?
Again, no. Because if I think about like biggest disappointments, then I guess like regret, a big regret kind of falls into the same category. But I now have the gift of hindsight where it turned out better. Like at the time, yeah, I was crushed that I didn't get into drama school.
You auditioned for what?
I wanted to audition for musical theatre.
Right.
And then I did the audition and they were like, just so you know, if you continue with the musical theatre audition, you probably won't get through. But we think you'd be perfect for the movement and something experimental forms course.
That's like, ooh, a little touch of disappointment.
Yeah.
But here's a salve.
So then I did that second audition, got a recall. Again, same day, so now we're on 3 auditions in one day. In the one day.
Did you even leave the campus?
You showed up to do your first audition, then there was a lunch break. Everyone stays for the lunch break, and then immediately after the lunch break, you're all sitting basically in a hall. They come out, read a list of names. If you're not on the list of names, you go home. It's super cutthroat, because it goes down from like 50 to 10.
Yeah.
Over the space of lunch.
Was it a nice lunch?
I don't remember.
Well, that's disappointing.
And after that audition, you all go home, and then you don't hear for 2 weeks.
Oh. Oh, that is a squeaky bum 2 weeks.
And then you get notified by email.
Oh, email.
It's so impersonal. No, and if you got through, you got notified from the school. If you didn't get through, they didn't contact you, you casted.
Oh my god, so they don't even have the balls to do it themselves?
Yeah, it's shady.
That's like getting a breakup, like, text, but like, from their friends.
So in that instant, I knew that I hadn't gotten in. I hadn't even read the email. It was literally the notification that because it was from UCAS, I hadn't gotten in.
And that is, I would say, a disappointment.
I was quite disappointed.
But then how did you build on that disappointment?
I turned out all my other auditions and went to Lincoln.
And how's that worked out for you?
Pretty good, I'd say.
Yeah, it's not that bad, is it? The best audition rejection I've ever had was from Big Brother.
Oh.
Yeah. This was for the last series of Big Brother. So it was the last one it was ever going to be on Channel 4. I had loved Big Brother as a kid. It had lost its way. But I was like, I will never forgive my, like, 10-year-old self if I didn't audition for Big Brother once.
Sure.
We stood in a circle, and they ask you to say something interesting about yourself. Then, they do a couple of other group exercises. Like drama exercises.
Yeah, still hate it.
Yeah. Then they pick you off within the group. Well, I got picked. And then you do a diary room interview on camera.
Oh
where
my
they
God.
ask for you, like, the worst things you've ever done. I think when I auditioned, I was, like, maybe 19, 20.
Right.
So I hadn't done a lot. Didn't get through. But when they told us we didn't get through, the producer girl, the assistant producer, was like, obviously I saw something in you, but, you know, just the higher ups don't know what they're really after. And I was like,
Oh.
you're a good mate. I'm
Lovely.
not bothered. And I left. And that was the series that Sam Pepper was on.
Wow.
Which was a disappointment for us all. Good.
It's two sentences on top of each other, and
Right.
for some reason that panicked me. No, I was right. Do you like to watch, or have you ever observed, a particular wild animal or bird?
I'm trying to imagine the table this question is meant for. I like to watch dogs. I like to see what they're up to. People watching.
People watching's pretty good.
Do you remember in Maidstone, there was a Costa, and it was the perfect juncture to watch human beings. And it was
Fascinating. Do you have goosebumps right now?
Jinx.
Well, what a shit video. I like watching ducks on a lake.
Yeah, tell them about the ducks.
We saw some ducks.
Tell them what their names were.
I forgot Deirdre.
Yeah.
Did we name the other one?
I
Oh, you
named him
named him
Harold.
Harold.
We decided they were a duck couple.
And they were scared of communism.
Yeah, it really escalated. It started with it being like, oh, don't look now, but there are humans there. We should slowly. And then I'm gonna say within about 4 minutes, Harold was saying Reagan was right, and was like talking about this is the Red Scare manifest.
It's because I was trying to build on this idea of his paranoia, because it was very much a situation where Harold the duck was leading his wife away from us and trying not to panic her, even though he was clearly panicking the most.
She was fine, and he was really not.
She was
okay.
super chill, and he was like, "Come now, Deirdre, they're getting closer." And they moved under this tree, and then me and Dad accidentally got close to them again, and then it was just like, "You must remain calm." But they're back. And then we became the Red Scare.
Yeah, somehow we were communists. I'd be fascinated to know what people who observe us observing the ducks.
I would probably step away as well.
What we didn't see was slightly around the corner was an actual couple named Deirdre and Harold being like, step away.
Or like two bigger ducks
What giant duck.
watching us and doing our voices.
Good. Next question. Uh-oh.
Question 42's got some attitude on it. I'm going to read it verbatim. I'm not adding any spice to this.
Okay.
Use one word to describe yourself. Impossible? Go on, try.
This is so confrontational.
I don't know.
What have I done to you?
So antagonistic.
Go on, try.
Impossible? Go on.
Try.
Try.
Fucking hell.
That's 2 words.
Neurotic.
Interesting.
Yeah, especially lately. As a result of the past year and a half, I would say all of my, and I think this is something that a lot of people can, experience, all of my neuroses are fucking firing on. So communicating with people. Do you know how many times I have decided that every single person who knows me hates me within the past year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you tell me every time.
Oh yeah, that's fair. I don't think that's the word I would have used to describe myself 2-3 years ago.
And it might not be the word you use even tomorrow. Who's to
Probably
say?
will be tomorrow. I mean, I've got to work on it. What word would you go on, try.
I guess yeah, it would be something that isn't always true. But the one for me in the moment is kind of just away. I'm never 100% anywhere.
Interesting. Oh, let's talk about that.
Okay. Do you remember when we were watching the holiday footage and Tom is explaining something to me and you can pinpoint the exact moment that I clock out?
Yeah. You're resting blank face.
Yeah.
Is quite blank. And I don't mean that to be
No, but Tom says the same thing. Tom says I'm impossible to read.
Yeah.
Because my default setting is just nothing. That's not to say that I've stopped listening. It's not on purpose.
Yeah.
I wrote something about it on the bus recently. I got on the bus for the first time in a year, and in that moment something came back that I'd forgotten that was missing. Something that left a hole in me 12 months wide. My mind wanders when I'm on a bus. It goes very far away, further than the rest of me can go. Anywhere I need to be, I can get there. And then I go on this little tangent about how we all need ways to process and escape. We need those spaces and those outlets. And for me, that's the bus. I was cut off from my ability to go, not to just physically go somewhere else, but to let my mind wander.
I talk about this when I go to the movies, right? It's not the same watching a film at home. For me, it's all about the dance of, I booked a ticket, I'm gonna get myself dressed, I'm gonna travel to the cinema, I'm gonna experience the film in this room, this is where the experience is happening. Then I'm gonna leave it, and then I'm gonna take an hour and a half, or however long it takes me to get home, including the walk maybe, including the bus trip, to process how I feel about the movie. And without those like buffer bits before and after, I'm just at home with the film, and it's like I can't settle into the experience of the movie, I can't settle into how I feel about it, I can't process it. There is something about, especially bus travel, especially the ones where they've got like a hybrid engine, at times, it's not even making a noise.
Yeah.
So it literally is like if you're sat at the front, it's like you're floating.
And if you're sat upstairs, you've got this great view.
Yeah.
It's just a barrage of stimuli.
Yeah.
It's constant, and it means that it's almost like visual white noise. And that's what I need. Like, that's where I get most of my thinking done. I haven't had an idea since lockdown started. I got on the bus and I had 1,000.
This is interesting. You know where I have the most brainwaves? And this is really unfortunate. When I'm on a massage table. There's a man or a lady just pressing me, and it's quite nice, and I'm like sat there with my face in a hole like that. Because I physically can't do anything, because I can't text, because I can't you know, just get up and go make a cup of tea. I'm at the mercy of this person with the magic hands. That's where I think, I'm like, oh, that could be an interesting visual, or that could be an interesting way of communicating that feeling, or that could be... It's like my mind is being cleared so the ideas can come to the top like a magic 8-ball. But I have no notes.
Get addicted.
Yeah,
so you're just like, idea for a soap opera.
but also, not only would it be like that, it would also be like, I'm quite relaxed, so it'd be like, it's nice, this is a joke, and... But yeah, I really, really do understand the whole bus processing.
So that's why away.
For this video, you have been present and in the room, for which I'm grateful. Where can they find you?
Scarf Demon on YouTube, Scarf Demon Art on Instagram. Scarf Demon takes you pretty much anywhere you need to go.
Yeah, there are very few Scarf Demons in the world.
And I've shotgunned all.
That's been a collaborative video. Welcome back.
Should we get some ice cream?
Oh, absolutely.